Good Tuesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. On behalf of Weigel's Fuel and Food that's fast, fresh, and friendly, here's your East Tennessee weather update. Got to talk a little bit about the fog this morning. There's maybe some poor visibility, certainly in the heart of the valley. When you see a 1 or a 0 or a 2 or a 3, typically the visibility has been reduced in some of those areas that you see there in gray, covering Anderson County, parts of Knox County, and into Blount County. Maybe some slowdowns, at least potentially this morning, so please be extra careful. Low beams a good idea with the fog and the humidity. Given the fact that we have 49 degrees right now at the airport at 6 o'clock, 51 in Rockwood, it's 58. Big difference in temperature. I mean, when you look at Cumberland County, upper 50s, Knoxville currently in the upper 40s. You say, well, that's weird. That's kind of strange. That's a bit odd. Well, it's just the fact that we've got a very warm air mass. We had a very warm day yesterday when we hit 73 degrees, the warmest day of the year, I might add. It was the warmest day of the year so far, and it tied what we had on this 26th of February. So we've had 73 twice so far this year. I think we could do it again today. That's odd. I know that's odd. But you know what's not odd? What is maybe just around for a little time? I'm talking about the banana pudding milk. Oh, yes, Weigel's has a delicious flavored creation. If you love banana pudding, and I love banana pudding, I can't go to a restaurant and not pass up on the dessert when the banana pudding is offered. Banana pudding milk is, go bananas for the flavor. You can find them at any Weigel's near you, but it's only around for a limited time. It's just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. Oh yes, the banana pudding milk only around for a limited time, so make sure you pick up a bottle. Pick up 2 bottles. Go bananas, because it won't be around forever, and we know Weigel's makes these delicious creations, so you want to pick up a bottle today. By the way, as we go back to the maps, I want to talk about temperatures. 50 right now in Morristown. It's 51 in Jacksboro and 55 in Oneida. If you're on the call, I want to say good morning to you. Not only am I on Facebook, but I'm also on YouTube. We're doing a Simo live stream, simulcast, so to speak. If you're on the call, let me know over here. If you're on YouTube, let me know. I see Mary Flannery. She's quick on the draw, as is Steve Stone. Both saying good morning, David, with a happy face. Glad to have you both on YouTube. So YouTube and, of course, Facebook, either platform. I'd love to know what observation you have in terms of temperature. Later today, rain will be developing. And we'll love to get your rain gauge totals later tonight into tomorrow, because it will be a little soggy, especially tonight. No doubt that rain will begin to increase. Where is the rain? I don't see any rain. Oh, I see it down there near, I guess, Rome and Dalton, Georgia. A couple of showers there. Oh, and there's some showers around Nashville, Columbia. I see it there. But it's going to take a while. It's going to take a little while into the day today before it starts to develop in your neighborhood or mine. So make sure you're prepared. Grab the umbrella, because you'll want it for the drive home, as the rain showers will increase from west to east. May not be much of a rain day for Morristown or perhaps even the Tri-Cities, but there's a better chance for Crossville and the Southern Valley. Where's the thunderstorms? Where are the thunderstorms? They're well to the south. Look at those. What, 13,000 lightning strikes? That's a lot of lightning. But that encompasses everything on the screen, including what's over the ocean. But there's quite a bit of thunderstorm activity well south and west of Knox County. Meanwhile, still rain moving across Michigan, maybe even a wintry mix turning pink in northern Michigan. That's not pretty. That's freezing rain and sleet. And I do see it trying to change over as it slides into parts of Canada. Well to the north, there's still some snow falling in parts of the Dakotas, into the Rockies, and back across parts of maybe say Idaho and Oregon. There's some areas that are still getting some snow at this hour. I want to talk about the clouds, because they'll be with us for, I'd say, most of the day. We'll think of it as clouds with some hazy sun. Some of these clouds will be transient until we get our act together, till we get the rain here. But be prepared for either, if it's not the fog, the clouds and some haze. Eventually, the rain will win out the day. Temperatures right now, 53 in Oak Ridge. That matches Wartburg, but it's 49 Knoxville, McGee-Tyson, and one of our cool spots would be Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, and Middlesboro, all at 46. Athens, McMinn County coming in at 46. But compare and contrast that to Madisonville, they're at 58 degrees. If you're on the call, I want to say good morning to you. We've got some good notes for you. I mentioned 73. Warmest day of the year so far. Tied what we had on the 26th of February. I think it's going to tie what we get today, because I suspect we'll get to 73 today. Oh, and yes, this is the best factoid. Ready? The record high, you ready for this today, came in 2022. 2020, that's just 2 years ago, I know. It was 78 degrees on this very day. You mean we hit a record high? Oh, I knew I liked 2022, says Team Spring. But then a week later, we got 6.5 inches of snow. Oh, you didn't just say that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had 6.5 inches of snow on the 12th of March. But the 5th of March, 2022, same month, same year, we had a record high. Who knew? Well, yours truly looks that kind of stuff up because I think that's important. Put in context. Anyway, Mary and Steve's on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, let me know. Lana Johnson says, good morning from Kodak. Have a safe day. She's got her 2 cups of Weigel's coffee. I love it. Vote today, Marilyn says. It matters. Stay safe. Yeah, that's right. Super Tuesday. I didn't do purposefully a school bus forecast for the very reason that at least my kids are going to school. At least the one in high school, they have the day off because it's Super Tuesday. Maybe your kids are off today. That's a very good point that Marilyn brings up. And I see a note from Wanda Poe. She's on here too, saying, good morning, cold needs to come back. She wants a big snow, says Wanda Poe. Love to see you on our premium assignment. That's one of the things we do each and every day is talk about snow potential. By the way, wind speed, not moving much, 3 miles an hour in Knoxville, but 13 miles per hour in Jamestown. So there is still some wind, but really not an issue when you talk about wind chill because it's just not that cold. Temperatures are in the 60s right now. These aren't like forecast highs. These are the actual temperatures in Memphis, Jackson, and Nashville. Low to mid 60s. That's crazy. I know. Wouldn't take much to get us back to 73 where we were yesterday. I think we're headed there today. Well, it may be 48 in Charlotte, 61 in Bowling Green at this particular moment. Notice the clouds. They're kind of like maybe on a break. We've got some clouds. Maybe that allows for more fog to form, but the clouds from south of Chattanooga will continue to advance. So that's why I say hazy sunshine cannot be ruled out, at least the first part of the day. Sunrise is now precisely, don't you love that? It's precisely 7 o'clock. So by the time I'm done at 7 o'clock, the sun will be trying to come up. Isn't that nice? Sunset's precisely now, 6:35, so our days are in fact getting longer. Longer days are in our works. By the way, I don't expect 73 for Crossville. On the contrary, may barely hit 63, 10-degree difference. So let me get this straight. Crossville's warmer now, but they're going to be cooler later. Yeah, exactly. We're going to be all the way, perhaps in the mid to upper 70s for Newport. That's crazy. 78 for Cobb County. Possibility. 71 in Tellico Plains, but only 66 Jamestown, 63 for Crossville. Those are my expected highs. And did I happen to mention that today, the record high, 78 from 2022, just 2 years ago, and then a week later, shazam, we got over a foot of snow, 6.5 inches, and that was during Knox County spring break. Now, if you say it can't snow when it's 49, I'd agree with you, but that was the early high, and temperatures tumbled. It just tumbled all the way back into the 20s. So I'll tell you what, and the normal high on the 12th of March is 60. Think about that. If the normal high is, well, it can't snow when the normal high is 60. It did 2 years ago. This isn't over 30 years ago like the blizzard of 93, because some people like to bring that up to my attention. Oh, you're just reminiscing about the big storm in 93. Forget 93. How about just 2022? Where were you 2 years ago? Does anyone besides me remember this? Please let me know. I'm sure some of you were sledding. Maybe didn't have a long time to sled because it didn't stick around that long. It melted pretty quick. But all snow melts, right? All snow melts. So just got to put that into context. By the way, our friends from the National Weather Service made a very nice little summary. I like it because it puts things in context. I always love context. 8.5 inches of snow, the most snow observed since winter of 2014-2015. Also tied for the second for the amount of days with the snow depth greater than equal to 3 inches. It lasted 9 days. We had at least 3 inches or more on the ground for 9 days. That is the second longest. And snow depth data goes back to 1910. Just amazing stuff, right? You think about this. And this winter has already yielded 5.3 times more snow than last winter, because last winter was wimpy with 1.6, and that came the day after Christmas in 2022. So I love the fact that there have been some interesting numbers this past season. Headlines: showers developed today. If you're just joining me, it's now 6:49. I'll be done in about 11 minutes or less. Rain tonight, and some of it could be heavy. Oh no, I had plans tonight. I know. Got to get to the polls early, right? If you want to get to the polls early, like close at 8. Some might be sooner, but I think 8 o'clock. Some could be heavy. Some of that rain will be coming down heavily tonight. We'll look at future rainfall here in mere moments. And then more showers, more rain showers arrive on Wednesday. So that's the way things are looking. In fact, take a look. Future rainfall. I think this does a pretty good job. And now giving us an analysis. How much rain can you expect between now and 5 o'clock? Not a whole lot. It's rained in most places. Maybe a little bit here or there. Nothing to get too excited about. 0.15, okay, a little bit of rain. But it's already picked up over a ½ inch in the plateau by 5 o'clock Eastern time. That's projected here by the modeling. Very little rain in Greenville. Very little rain in Morristown. Very little rain in Newport. Less than a tenth by 5 o'clock today. But now we're going to go into the night. Oh, yeah, I see over a ½ inch. Inch and a half in Crossville. That's impressive. So it turns heavy tonight. And it will come pretty steadily tonight. So please, if you're out and about, over an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. So this may be why your rain gauge will have a little bit of a workout tonight. It's going to get a little soggy. And then you go into the rest of Wednesday, we may finish with about an inch and a half by 10 o'clock Wednesday. By 10 o'clock Wednesday, most of it should be all gone and left even the Smokies. By the time we hit 10 o'clock tomorrow night, most of it will have dropped about an inch, inch and a half. Now, if you're curious about the cold air, I've hinted that, yes, we can have warm days in March. We can hit 78 degrees on March the 5th in 2022. But then you have this little bugaboo that some prefer to ignore. I don't like to ignore it because it's there. I mean, how can you ignore? You say, well, that's just 14 in Bismarck. Oh, yeah? Well, you got to look under the hood, my friend. I mean, that's like -3. That's like 6. That's like -1. And if we go into Canada, it's even colder, -9. There's some cold numbers over here. You can ignore it, but there's some cold air still lingering across parts of the north. And some of that may come down in modified form. If you need some evidence, I can show you, going right into the beginning of Knox County spring break and perhaps ending Knox County spring break. Take a look at this. Very warm here. Got a little spinner coming into Knox County tomorrow with this low. That's why you see red and blue arrows kind of converging over East Tennessee. That's a southern slider type of configuration. That's very bullish for snow events in March if we could get cold air to match. But watch this. Watch the cold air just going to sink in by the 9th of March. That's by Saturday. That's when, I guess, Knox County spring break technically ends on the school day on Friday. Kids are going to be headed to some places. Maybe you're going snowboarding. Maybe you're going to Snowshoe, West Virginia. Maybe you're going skiing. It's a possibility. Look how cold. That's what looks pretty cold to me. It'll be cold enough to snow potentially if we have that in the forecast. But then we go into the March 15th, another spin, more cold air. Oh my, yeah, it looks pretty chilly. That looks pretty cold to me. I don't know about you, but that's after the kids come home. They're back to school. Wouldn't it be funny if we had a snow day after spring break? No, I can think about it. I can dream, can't I? A snow day after spring break. I can dream, can't I? I sure can. I can dream and put it to the test, as we'll keep an eye on what could potentially fall. Because some of the data still puts those little blue paint bombs right into East Tennessee, Kentucky, and West Virginia. Maybe it doesn't show much now, but until it gets its act together, until it figures out that there could possibly be some snow, some cold air, some of that cold air could match, and eventually the data could ebb and flow. As my premium members know, it changes every single day. By the way, if you haven't picked up a bottle of the banana pudding milk, go bananas for flavor. It's delicious, it's yummy, and it reminds me of the iconic southern dessert that many of you and I love, the banana pudding milk. Oh, the all new, and it's only at Weigel's for a limited time. So check it out. It's just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. Ooh, yummy. Oh, and it's just better when it's banana pudding milk. Pick up a bottle today when you fill up your tank. And, of course, you can always grab a hot cup of coffee, which I think some of you are doing right now on Facebook. I want to say good morning to you. If you're on the call, say hi over here. Yep, I want to go back on this camera and say hi. If Tyler Wiseman says good morning from Tellico Plains. Good to see you, Tyler. Great to see you here on a Tuesday morning. Wanda Post says, way winter's so cold and warm. Maybe it's going to be cold in summer. We'll have to wait and see there. Wanda, thank you for that. Alice says good morning. She's got 58 degrees in Glen Mary. Thank you for that this morning. Love the warm weather, she says. And Marilyn Bell says, I'm ready for daylight saving time to begin. And yes, that happens this weekend. We are going to move forward. I like to call it the 47-hour weekend, because you're going to spring forward, and I guess by perception, you're going to lose an hour of sleep, many of us. Maybe you lose an hour of doing other things too. But 47-hour weekend instead of 48. It's just one of those things. We had a 49 weekend back in the fall. By the way, 52 degrees is our current temperature. It's now 6:54. Our winds are out of the northeast at 5 miles per hour, but the relative humidity at 94%. Perhaps a little bit of fog, reducing visibility where perhaps you live. Fog, clouds, hazy sun. Hey, we're going back to the warmest day of the year. We're going to match, I think, what we had yesterday, which was 73 degrees. Many of us reaching into the lower to mid-70s today. So one of the delightful things if you are on Team Spring. By the way, an 80% chance of rain tonight. Notice it kind of spikes between the 2 days. I have a 60% chance of rain tomorrow, but no rain on Thursday, and then a little more unsettled Friday and Saturday. We'll revisit that, of course, later today. Storm Prediction Center highlighting some areas that might have some hot spots. I don't know if I have. Oh, yeah, there's some areas here. Let me go ahead and see if I got to zoom in. But there are some areas in dark green that cover all of Louisiana, most of Arkansas, where there's the potential for some isolated severe storms. They even put the thunder threat here in Knox County during the course of today. But if I zoom in, oops, didn't mean to go over here. Let's see from my previous points. We got Baton Rouge, we got New Orleans, we got areas around Memphis and Little Rock, all Jonesboro, all potentially some stronger storms today. So we'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, Wednesday, still some possibilities for isolated severe weather around Dallas, Fort Worth, and general thunderstorms along the Carolinas, and also some severe weather potentially in South Florida. Looks like on the east side of eastern part of the state. So like Miami, maybe Fort Lauderdale might have some issues there. So we'll keep an eye on that. And lastly, Wednesday, things get more active over here toward Dallas. Some strong severe storms potentially in the heart of the Lone Star State. And that would include Dallas, Fort Worth, Wichita Falls, Waco, and Abilene for some stronger scattered severe storms on Thursday. So that's the way things are shaping up over here. Let me go back to the other maps, which are the Futurecast. Let's get to the Futurecast. As it is now, 6:56. I'll be wrapping up here in 4 minutes or less. But just to remind you, rain will be developing today. There's 8 o'clock. Doesn't look like it's here yet. How about midday? Well, this one's a little faster for my taste, but I think it's heavier west of I-75. That's certainly in the offering. But it will come in eventually. It'll spread in and then slide in across tonight. A little heavier tonight. There's 11 o'clock. I see some red areas, maybe a rumble of thunder. Certainly a possibility as that low slides across Alabama. By 1 o'clock, 2 in the morning or so, it's still raining. And most of it's trying to get out of here at daybreak, but then there's still some wraparound showers that'll still linger. That's why I left a 60% chance of rain on Wednesday. Most of it, I think, will come in tonight. Then we dry things out on Thursday. That's nice. Thursday, we should be in the 60s for highs. And then we slide into Friday. That's when I think we're going to see more showers spin in here. There's 7 a.m. Friday. We're going to see more wet weather arrive toward the end of the week. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the Futurecast. This brings in a different little solution because it's a different model. It has a different outcome or output as far as the showers. It puts a few drops west of I-75 by 9:30. Spots, but very little, if anything, in Morristown or Newport. By 12 noon, most of it's in the Southern Valley and the Plateau. Again, most of it to the west side of I-75. By 3:30, it may not even have rained yet in Greenville or Jonesville, but most of the rain on the west side of town, west side of our viewing area, and it continues like so. And then it really gets a little more moderate to heavy at times tonight. That can be anticipated. There's 6 o'clock in the morning. Based on this modeling, it's pretty heavy in red south of Kingston by 7 a.m. tomorrow, potentially, as it tries to slide to the east second half of the day, but it might take its sweet time doing so. Eventually, we'll finish the day, I think, in the 60s tomorrow. So for today, as it's now 6:58, I'm expecting a high of 73. That sounds very inviting because it's nice and warm. Perhaps shorts better than a long sleeve shirt. But fog and clouds and haze certainly have element as showers develop. I have a 40% chance of rain today. Today, looking for a high of 69 in Wartburg, 75 in Morristown, and that's not a misprint. Temperatures in Newport could be in the mid to upper 70s today, while it's only 63 in Crossville in the heart of Cumberland County. 65 for a high in Chattanooga if you're traveling, 73 in Memphis, and if you're headed to Charlotte to the east, they should be around 72 this afternoon. For tonight, a low of 53, some fog, more rain, some downpours, more clouds and more fog. Winds will be out of the northeast tonight about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Looking for a low of 50 in Kingston, 50 in Harriman, 52 in Maryville, Alcoa, 51 in Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg about 50 degrees, and 50 in Newport. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast. Yes, it's Super Tuesday. Did you vote? I got a little I voted sticker on there, a little button. But anyway, 80% chance of rain tonight. 63 now for Wednesday. Made some modifications there, but generally mid-60s as we head into Friday, Saturday. We changed the clocks. Instead of getting 24 hours on those 48 hours. Okay, no, we're going for the 47-hour weekend. As Sunday should be about 10 degrees colder than Saturday. I have Saturday at 66, Sunday at 56, and then Sunday morning could be closer to freezing in some cases. In this viewing area, it will be below freezing, I'm sure, in places like Crossville, Jamestown, and certainly the Smokies. But we'll keep an eye on the temperature. In the meantime, if you haven't picked up a bottle of the banana pudding milk, oh, it's delicious. Go bananas for flavor. You got to love it. Banana, if you haven't tried it, you have to definitely try it, especially if you love banana pudding milk. I think I hear banana pudding, go, oh, I have to have some banana pudding milk. It's just better when it's fresh. Farm to store in 24, it's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. Who on earth would argue with that if you live here? If you live here, what do you say? It's better with Montana cows? No, 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 no. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows because it's local. And you got to say local is better. By the way, all new banana pudding milk. Go bananas for flavor. It's delicious. Love the fact that we have Weigel's as a wonderful sponsor and also great neighbors for us, as they've been doing this for quite some time. A long time, since 1931. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate. So weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.